Hi everyone, it's March 26, 2010. I'm Dwight Schmuck. 2011, sorry. Hey, I'm making mistakes all over here today. It's one of those days. I'm calling this one, this is of course the Schmuck Look, and it's 2011. I'm calling this one, What Constitution? Because, hey, we've all heard the dribble now about, did Obama overstep his authority by not giving Congress the chance to declare war on Libya because that's Congress's prerogative according to the Constitution? Which, according to the Constitution, Congress gets to declare war. It's not a unilateral, the president says, executive order, we're going to fire missiles and shit. And I really don't care that the UN sanctioned it and said, yeah, this is hunky-damn-dory. And that 23 or 33 or 303 other friggin' countries are now with us doing this. It's Congress's job to say, we got to stomp these people down really damn good. That's for Congress, according to the Constitution, which, as I recall in the oath of office at the inauguration, President Obama swore to uphold. What I'm specifically talking about today, though, is his executive order on Miranda rights that, well, because of this tiny little loophole which was put in here, back in the 80s, we can hold these guys indefinitely without charges or lawyers, and we don't have to read them their rights, and we can do things to them that, you couldn't do here in our borders. That's why we put them in Guantanamo in Cuba, which, we just lifted a lot of those blockades which we've had in place for 50 years. It's a wonderful damn deal, isn't it? Except, what guys am I talking about? Well, domestic terrorists. You get on a plane and you're coming to here with the pipe bomb up your ass. Yeah, you're a domestic terrorist and all that. You plan to kill a whole bunch of people, because they're different religion or different race or different this or different that, which is stupid to begin with, because when you go to jail, you're going to get to meet a whole lot of them people. You might even bunk with one or two. Bunky. Think about it. Unless you die in the attack yourself, and you're sure that that's going to happen, because let's face it, you don't get to be a martyr unless you die, which is, such a wonderful thing. Note to towelheads. There is a difference between being a hero and a martyr. Oftentimes, a martyr is stupid. Dying for a cause, some causes might even be worth it. But to consider taking out, a lot of innocent people, some of whom are going to be children and don't really care much about tic-tac, about your particular version of the world, how it should be. Just want to play a little tic-tac-toe, a little, skip rope. Just want to play hide-and-go-seek even, or, do something on the pewter. A terrorist. But this becomes a very slippery slope as to what will constitute tomorrow a terrorist. Why, tomorrow, for getting on YouTube and speaking out as thousands of us do, we could be branded terrorists. Now, I'm sure there's not room in Guantanamo for loads of us, and, they probably would only rendition 200 or 300. But we have bases elsewhere, don't we? Now, if you really want a solution to this terrorism crap, we just go back to what General Blackjack Pershing did in the Philippines early in the 20th century when he was made Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Services in the Philippines, or the Army at least. There was, a lot of Muslim uprising then, etc. And he went out and collected 50 of the bad guys And these were known to be bad guys. They weren't just, let's pick 50 off the street. Well, maybe they were. It was the early 20th century. But he had 49 of them tied to stakes. And, they brought in a whole bunch of pigs and slaughtered them in front of them and, rubbed them down with the carcasses and organs and pig fat. And then, he had because they were using, musket loading or muzzle loading rifles, etc. He had them rub the bullets in the pig blood and then shot them. And, because they'd been in touch so much with an unclean animal, they couldn't get to heaven, all them virgins. And, golly gee, there wasn't another one of those types of things for 43 years. Think about that. That's what we need to do with the people at Guantanamo. Release them all. Give them a shower first, but make damn sure that the soap is made out of pig fat. Now you tell them that on the way out the door. I'm thinking, problem might be pretty much solved right there. Maybe a pig fat enema. I don't know. Whatever, so that they don't get to heaven. It's going to stop a lot of crap real fast. Ain't no fun dying for your cause if you ain't going to get all them virgins. And, think about that in itself. Are we not talking crazy here? I don't know about you guys. You keep the 7 dozen virgins or whatever, 6 dozen. Give me 1 or 2 women who know what the hell they're doing. I'm a happy camper. At any rate, back to Obama and the Constitution. And the best one I found was the blog by Jonathan Turley. Obama orders limits on Miranda rights for domestic suspects. And, this is the way to circumvent the Constitution of the United States, to circumvent Congress, to completely circumvent your rights. Because, as I said, what tomorrow will be the definition of terrorist? Will it suddenly be anyone who calls for change from the corruption we've got? Will it be me? Will it be you? Now that's something to think about for the rest of the day. You know it is. I know it is. Pardon me. Pardon my eyes while I do this here and get things upset, ready to sign off. But, hey, go on. See that stuff, like I said. The guy's name is Jonathan Turley, Turley. The title of the thing is Obama Orders Limits on Miranda Rights for Domestic Suspects. You really need to check this out. There's a lot of videos about it. They're all by the Young Turks, uploaded by them and everybody else who watches. This is something to really, really look at, folks. He's supposed to be, for your rights, our rights. And suddenly, what we've always considered rights, well, they could easily be wrongs. Is this the United States of America? Or are we allowing these jokers to say, what Constitution? I'm Dwight Schmuck. That's the Schmuck Look. Peace, everyone.